What is going on, guys? And in this video we are going to take a quick look and to see how we can work with opening files for writing, reading, and so on and so forth, and basically how the steps are made behind the scenes. So for that, I would like us to go to your project, right click on it, and open folder in File Explorer. I would like us to take a look at how basically the project looks behind the scenes. Okay, so if you're using Visual Studio, that's how you approach it. If you're using code blocks or Eclipse, basically go to the folder containing your project. Okay, so this is the folder containing my project. Here is the main.c file, okay, which is this one. And basically, what I'm going to show you now is that I will create a new file just right in this folder, in the folder of the project, okay? So, let us start with a simple example. So, step 1 will remain the same. Step 2, we will create a new file. So, basically, what name should we give to this file? Let's call it, I don't know, my first file.txt, which will represent, here you can see the file name. And we will also do, what should we do? Let's remove this complete. What should we do? We should specify that we create this file for writing. All right. Then we will make sure that the opening process was successful. So let's just remove it, remove this one. So let's go the other way around and ask if fp equals to null. If that's the case, right? If that's the case, then the file opening has failed. And if that's the case, we would like to, I don't know, let's say printf, I don't know, the file was not found, okay, or basically the opening of the file has failed. Okay, so we treat this situation because we said that there may be times when we wouldn't have the option to open the file. Okay, so we would like to treat it. Basically, you can print some message, you can, I don't know, ask the user to specify the file name again, and I don't know, exit the program based on the application you are going to develop. And now we are going to use the else. Else is related to the fact when the returned result from fopen was not equal to null, right? So the file was successfully opened. Let's print some message, I don't know, the file is opened for writing. All right, hooray. And now what we are going to do is basically here, once the file has been opened, let's take it under some curly brackets, so like this, we will be able to write some code associated with the file. Basically write some information into this file and so on and so forth. And the last step, right, this was the fourth step, here it is. And, okay, and basically, let's just classify it here, step 4, okay, which is optional. Write some code associated with the file. Step 5, fclose fp. All right. So, what do you say? Is it clear? Let's just get it into the else section, so there will be no problems. Awesome. So, what will happen now? When we will run this program, what will happen is basically we can see on the console application this message. The file is open for writing. That was done using this printf command. But behind the scenes, what has happened is that if you take a look at this project, you will see that my first file, which is the name of this file, was created inside of this project. Okay, so this is a file that was created inside of this project. And if you would like to open it up, you can do so, but currently it's an empty file because we did not put any information to this file, okay? But one thing I want to show you is that from the program that you've written, you created a totally, let's call it separate file. Currently it's empty, but here at step 4, where you are going to write some code associated with this file, you will be able to use various different functions to put some information to this file. Okay, and then the file is not going to be empty. Okay, so I hope that's clear so far, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. One last thing before we finish this video is that I would like to let you know if you, for example, would like to specify a different path for your file, okay? If you would not like to take this file and to store it basically under the directory of the project here, but rather you would like to store this file, I don't know, on your desktop. So in this case, you just should specify the specific path that you are interested in. So in my case, I would like to go with, I don't know, something like this. C, okay, users, let's go with users, Vladi desktop, and just specify the name, I don't know, myfile1.txt. So this will create a file that its name is myfile1.txt under this basically specific path that you've specified. All right, so now you know that you can write a file that did not exist. Okay, you created a file that did not exist so far. And one thing that maybe it's very important also to mention is that what will happen if basically you had some file, okay, where is it? Let me grab this file, my first file. Let's say this is some data on the file, okay? So this file has some information. We saved it, let's close it. And now we can see that here it is, here is our information. But what will happen if we go back and basically try to run the program right now? So what will happen? What do you think? So in this case, if we would like to run the program, okay, we will see that everything basically seems to be working just fine. But the main question here is about the file itself. So let's take a look at it. Where is it? Here is it. My first file, the file is still there, okay, but you can see that the file is empty once again. So the thing that has happened is that the operating mode of W, of writing, works on a simple principle. It says, if the file does not exist, then create it. And if the file exists, then overwrite it. So it doesn't care that there was a file with the same name and with some contents. It says, okay, you want to create a new file and you are expecting that this operation may overwrite it. There may be times when we would like to append something to the end of an existing file, right? We will see basically additional examples about that, but this note is very important for you to understand that using this writing operating mode will create a new file if the file does not exist, or it will overwrite a file if this file already exists under the specific path that you will specify here, okay? So if we would like to create it under the desktop folder, then make sure that this file does not exist there, otherwise it will be overwritten and any new information that you will specify in step 4 will be placed under this file, overwriting the previous information that was there. Okay? Awesome. Very good, guys. Very good. We are going and doing great. And now, just to wrap things up and specify the second operating type of operation, which is reading, let's go and say something like this. Let's take this file that we have here, right? Here it is. Let's go like, hello. We have this message. Let's close it. And what I would like to do now is basically to read from this file. So this program, whenever I will run it, it will basically use the fp pointer to read information from this file. Although in this video I'm not going to show you different functions that will grab the information from this file and basically do with it whatever you like, but basically I'm just going to show you how this opening process will work behind the scenes, and basically just to let you know that everything was successful. So was successful or not successful, we will see right now. So let's go like this. So we have this file right here, okay, and we are going to run it and see if the opening process was successful. So the file is open for writing, yeah, but we are going for reading, right? So let's just update it. So the file is ready for reading. Let's run it. And the file is opened for reading, and we can start reading from this file. But let's try opening some file that does not exist, okay, for reading. Okay, we will try to open a file that does not exist. So we can see here under this folder, we have like a file, my first file.txt. So we can say for sure we don't have like something like this, I don't know, my second file.txt. This file does not exist, right? You can see that it does not exist under this directory. So if we will try to run now this program, so what we will see that the opening of the file has failed. So it makes sense, right, that the operating system could not manage to find my second file.txt under this project and to open it up simply because it does not exist. It's very different from the writing operating mode, right? Because when you try to write a file that does not exist, it makes sense, okay? If it doesn't exist, let's create the file and write it. But if we want to read from some place in memory specified by the file name, but this file does not exist, so it makes sense that the file opening will fail. And in this type of cases, what you would like to do is basically also, but that's not going to be discussed here, is to try and understand what was the reason for this fail. Whether it was because the file did not exist or basically something else. But for now, it's just important for you to know that not every time this operation is going to be successful, so it's very important, especially for the first steps that you are taking with working with files, to write this condition and to make sure that the opening process has been successful. Otherwise, there may be some problems with trying to access different information from an operation like fopen that was not so successful. So yeah, this is it for this video. I hope you got some information, some useful information from this one. And in the next videos, we are going to proceed with the material and also talk about common input and output functions. Maybe I will also divide them to more smaller videos. Each video will discuss different function. I don't know. Wait till the next video. Until then, have a great day. My name is Vlad. This is Alpha Tech. We are learning files and we are learning them great. So until next time, bye bye.